Hello, I'm going to be upfront and honest with you. I clickbaited you a little bit. The title of this video is probably something like I hate tier 0 or something related to that. I haven't really picked a title yet. Um, but I'm actually going to talk about a deeper issue, in my opinion, when it comes to Master Duel. And it's, the I guess inability or the not I guess Konami is just choosing not to have the game separate itself from the TCG slash the OCG. Um, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Before I get into it, though, this video is sponsored by me. I'm sponsoring myself. DLE is sponsoring Rai, or Rai is sponsoring DLE. However the fuck you want to look at it, I don't really care. We're both the same entity at this point. As you guys may have noticed, the YouTube has been extremely quiet the last couple of months, last 4 or so months. That is because DLE is currently experiencing amazing success when it comes to the tournament scene in Duel Links specifically, but also a little bit of Master Duel mixed in there. And that has given us a lot of opportunities that we didn't have before, especially with our new sponsor in Padia versus our sponsor, our old sponsor in GG Tour, which is more of a toxic relationship. Our newest sponsor is a much more positive relationship and has allowed us to grow in ways we never really saw with the channel before. So obviously, we've just been putting all of our efforts and making sure that that is running smoothly compared to everything else. Now, when it comes to YouTube videos, specifically Master Duel content, in my opinion, Master Duel is a much more successful subject to talk about on YouTube rather than try to stream a tournament. There's just not as many tournament players for Master Duel compared to Duel Links. If you want to get the Master Duel crowd, you kind of have to go in on YouTube and give your opinions or gameplay or whatever on YouTube. So to that end, I am hiring a YouTube editor. We have a few people currently working on a few projects for me, but I am currently in the process of moving. As you can see, my room is a mess right now. I'm just in the middle of moving right now. So around May or so, you're going to start seeing more daily videos get uploaded. We're going to have more actual YouTube editors with YouTube editing skills working on the channel. So eventually, eventually the YouTube channel will be back on track. I just wanted to keep everyone updated because people have reached out to me and said, "Oh, is the YouTube dead? Are you not doing YouTube content anymore? Is that it for the YouTube?" No, it's just there's other things going on at DLE that are just more successful, and DLE's finally generating profit rather than just us losing profit every month. So we're just going to follow those tracks, and eventually we're going to use those profits and reinvest them into getting the YouTube back up to snuff. So there you go. If you guys have been hanging out, longtime subscribers, I love you. For any new subscribers, hit that subscribe button. Back to the video. Boom, just like that. Tier 0, no one likes it, okay? The only people that enjoy Tier 0 are the highly, highly, highly competitive players that are playing, they don't really care what format they're playing. They're playing purely for money or for clout or whatever, and they want to be in a metagame with the least amount of decks possible to have the highest chance of winning possible. Outside of that, the casual player, the day-to-day player, 99% of players are just not huge fans of Tier 0. You can go on Reddit, you can go in comments and app comments and Steam comments. People just aren't a huge fan of Tier 0s anywhere. And that just goes for video games in general. In general, you don't want to play a mirror in a fighting game, a mirror in a MOBA, a mirror in an RTS, whatever video game, right? It's always more fun to play, something that's diverse or, with pig bands or something like that. You don't want to play mirrors in video games. But I feel like this is a bigger issue from Konami outside of just, Tearlaments is Tier 0. I think the bigger issue at hand is they knew that for over a year. Master Duel has not had the ability to separate itself from its OCG counterpart. Whatever meta they have had, we have had, in Master Duel, which to me kind of boggles my mind because they knew that no one really liked in the Tier 0 meta in real life. It got nerfed relatively quickly and nerfed relatively hard as well. while also releasing really good counters for the deck in real life. So it begs the question, if they knew that a tier 0 was going to be created, why did they then turn and release that deck into Master Duel? Now, obviously, we all know the answer is money, right? Like, it's not a surprise. Konami really likes money. They don't really care about the balance of the game, blah, 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 blah. We've talked about that several times on this channel. Multiple people have talked about that. That's just Konami as a company, as an entity, prefers money over anything else. Sure, okay, fine, whatever. But I'm not advocating for like new cards, as soon as they're released to immediately ban them or something. But it does kind of bring up the concern of, will Master Duel always be in the shadow of TCG and OCG? Will we always be, the one meta behind game? And when you really think about it, it's just, why would anyone really want to play a format like that? The only times you'd want to play something like that is you just couldn't afford that deck in real life, and now you get a chance to play it free to play, right? Because when I think about it, if I had the choice of playing the current Duel Links meta or the Duel Links meta from a year ago, that's just not very exciting, right? I'm just going to want to play the modern meta, even if I didn't play the 1 year ago meta. There's just never going to be a situation where I want to go back 1 year in the past and play that meta. You can make the excuse that I want to go back 10 years ago and play that meta, sure, because that meta's been gone for an extremely long time. But just to play a 1 year old meta, it's not very exciting, right? Now you're asking, Riot, how do we change that? How do you make it so we're not, that's not what the game wants to do. And I think the biggest thing that the game needs to do is decide how it's going to break away from TCG and OCG. It's very clear that Master Duel is not TCG, it is not OCG. It was offered as a official simulator to Yu-Gi-Oh, but let's be honest, with how far behind it is on the card pool, I don't think it'll ever be like an official simulator. You'll always be behind when you're playing Master Duel versus the real life game, which it kind of has to be that way. Otherwise, box sales would kind of falter in real life, and I don't. That's like a moneymaker for them, right? So why would they want that to happen? The answer is you don't want that to happen. So it comes down to Master Duel needing to separate itself. And there are several ways they can do that. I can sit here to high heaven and tell you all the different, they could have a unique ban list, a more unique ban list. The biggest difference between TCG and OCG, even though they're converging a little bit, is the ban lists are completely different, right? It's, the old tried and true Max C being relevant is just not relevant in TCG because it's banned. So yeah, no brainer, right? Obviously, you can change the ban list. I think a league type system would be super cool in Master Duel. I think if you've ever played a game with a league type system like Path of Exile, for example, you can make massive changes to the game that are temporary, so you don't have to offer UR dust or anything like that, because it's temporary changes after a month or two that return. You know what I mean? So that's obviously one way they could do it. Obviously, they could just release all the cards and become more up to par with TCG and OCG and then completely change the ban list. So it's 3 different Yu-Gi-Oh formats that you get to play, just whichever one you prefer. They could heavily invest into the best of one format, which I guess is kind of what they're doing. I honestly don't know with you guys because I don't know, man. Their main competition, their world, is going to be like a team-based format for finals. So I don't know what's going on all with the whole competitive Master Duel. From my viewpoint and talking to some of the people who have participated in TCG and Duel Links worlds who are going to be competing for Master Duel worlds, a lot of them are pissed off when it comes to that, and there's a whole bunch of drama brewing. And we can make it a whole separate video if that's something you guys want to hear me talk about. But my main point for this video is Master Duel needs to break away from the TCG, it needs to break away from the OCG, and it needs to become its own separate thing. There's really, in my opinion, zero reason that Tier 0 is like a known quantity, and they didn't even like attempt to really do anything to rectify it. It got released, and it's kind of obvious because they're putting core cards into like SR versus UR so that when they ban it, you get less UR gems. It's pretty obvious that they're going to ban this, and they probably know how to ban this, but they actively made the choice to release it in its broken state. And I don't think enough people are kind of talking about that. They're just kind of letting it happen and then just waiting for the game to get good. But I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm kind of tired of just waiting for the game to get good. I think they should at this point just, you know, just stop and make its own unique thing. There is zero reason that a game that's well crafted like Master Duel, whenever new cards or new changes come out, the hype for the game lasts like 10 hours total, where a game with significantly less players and revenue, at least, obviously a 7-year-old versus a 1-year-old game, you can't really compare the two, but we're going to compare the two, right? Duel Links is a smaller game, made about half the revenue as Master Duel, and yet whenever they release new product, the hype lasts for like 2 weeks. So there really is no reason that that should be happening, and I feel like that is happening because Konami is failing to separate Master Duel from its real life, compatriots. People just know what's going to be good or not based on what was good or not in real life. And it is 100% always what's good or not in Master Duel. There's never any question about it. It's kind of like in Duel Links. Sofa Cord, we just assumed would be a meme, and now is a really good deck in Duel Links. Everyone disregarded that deck, and now people are hyped over it. So you never see anything like that, unfortunately, in Master Duel. So there you go. There you guys go. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? If you disagree with me, let me know. I like reading differing opinions. Leave a comment, subscribe. Probably around May or so, you'll start seeing more edited videos, not low quality, point the face cam at me and talk at you video. And just in the meantime, I'll probably just sporadically make videos giving my opinions on Master Duel and Duel Links. Probably more Master Duel. Duel Links will probably be more like ban lists and stuff. Like I said, Master Duel content, if you just talk about Master Duel or if you do gameplay or whatever and you release that on YouTube, generally it does better, and Duel Links is generally better for tournament data. So there you go. Big changes coming to DLE very soon. You guys let me know how you feel about Tier 0. How you feel about Konami not really changing Master Duel from TCG OCG. I don't know. Say hello and I love you in the comments. Peace out, boys. Take it easy.